haven't heard from anybody that Blackboard's working for. Except for every once in a while I see these weird faces in class going, I don't know why you're complaining so much. So, who I hear from is folks it's not working for. And it's not working for people for a whole host of reasons, whether it's operating systems, those of you folks using Macs, which I love that you're using Macs. The problem is that Macs shut down sometimes, or PDFs don't convert, and blah, 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 blah. So the problem is, since I don't expect outliers, what's the assumption I make about those that I'm hearing from? That's the norm and not the exception. So my norm is then, oh my God, you guys are having a crappy experience in class because you can't demonstrate to me what you know. That's what drives me insane. Because you're getting the math, you're getting the stat, you're doing the assessments, but the mailbox is broken, so to speak, if that makes sense, right? The mailbox is broken. What I realized over the past 3 days of grading was Blackboard's working great for most, if almost all of you. So I discovered what I have to do next term. And I got this all figured out. I got it all squared away for next term. I'm going to have, on the first week, remember how you had that quiz on the first week? There was the website quiz. There's going to be 2 first week quizzes, one of which is going to be mandatory. The mandatory one is going to make you submit various file formats into Blackboard. If you can't get a perfect 10 on that quiz, you will then have to come to a computer lab and meet whoever has to come and meet. And we're going to figure out how to get that done by the end of the first week. So that way we don't have to worry about this anymore. You see what I'm saying? That was my recollection. I'm like, holy crap, I can totally fix this had I known that was the problem. I just didn't know it was the problem.
So conversion.
A PDF conversion, making sure you can take a snip. Some people are having trouble doing snips, which is okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. You have to figure out what it's called now. Or download a snip tool. Listen, we'll deal with this on that Friday, right? We'll deal with this on that Friday in the computer lab. That's what I'm saying. Hey, that's all good, Sandy. It's all good. What I'm saying is we've got a solution now. And that's what, again, not to bring this back full circle, but that's why statistics is awesome. Because it allowed me to view the outliers as outliers. Because I recognize them as outliers. And then instead of throwing the outliers away, because what I could do, of course, is, you know what, if you can't use Blackboard, get the hell out of my class. I could do that. But that's a bastard. That's what my profs used to do back in the day. Instead, I was like, okay, let's view the outliers as what they are. Oh, we just need one more little half an hour, intensive little study group, fixed. So I apologize for not seeing this for 5 weeks. And if anybody wants to do that, the offer still stands to come to the office and we can do it together. A couple of you have done that, which is great. That offer still stands. But I think it's more efficient if we get everybody in the same room together, like on the first week of class, and kind of squash out the issues that way. So anyway, me and Blackboard, we're like this now. Great. Totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah. Totally fine. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We can fix these we can fix the issues. Not problems, the issues. We can fix the issues. Anyway, I still have hard copies, random hard copies floating around. I got some here. I also have a bunch near my office door. There's a mailbox that is strictly an outbox. It's full of papers. If you're missing a hard copy of something, it's probably in that folder outside my office.
I'm missing a hard copy of a $100 bill.
That's okay. It might be in the box, although probably not anymore.
Oh.
Also, don't ever put anything in that box expecting me to see it. It's strictly an outbox. Make sense? Now, the reason I bring this up is you guys have what are called rainy day coupons. First of all, before I get into that, you guys totally crushed the exam. Well done. I know there are some issues with people formatting and stuff. I understand that. We can deal with that. But when I look, and I like to synopsize, I'll do it for Wednesday. I didn't have a chance. I couldn't do it from my home computer. I like to synopsize the exam with box plots and histograms and summary stats. I didn't get a chance to do it with your guys' stuff because it wouldn't work from my house over the weekend. I will do it for Wednesday for you. Suffice it to say, you crushed. Now, I also know a bunch of you sent me emails. Well, I'm assuming a bunch of you sent me emails over the weekend. I saw about 20 or 25 that came in yesterday. I will get to those all during office hours. And I'm sure some of them were Blackboard questions and things like that. I'll deal with them all. I just want to let you know about these. Now, you know about some of the rainy day coupons already. You know about the project coupon. What is the main idea of the project coupon?
Leaves you an extra 24 hours.
Extra 24 hours should you forget the day a project is due. Your next project is due Wednesday. Joint probability. Don't forget that that's looming on the horizon. Good auditor's like, oh my god, I forgot. That's okay. We got 48 hours to knock it out. You can do it. You can do it. So just put that back out there. There's also quizzes posted. I will not feel offended if you choose not to do any this week. I understand it's week 6, you guys start to feel the crunch of stuff. We're fine in this class, we're moving at the same pace, we're not going to speed up or slow down. But there is a project coming. If you can't get it done by Wednesday, this buys you until Thursday. But you do have to follow the checkboxes to use it. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the remedial exam coupon. Okay? What this allows you to do is to make up 5 points on that exam. You gotta do all this stuff though. You gotta print off, take a snip of the question or questions you want to redo, drop them into a Word document, rework them correctly, tell me what you did wrong, tell me what you learned by doing it right a second time, print this coupon, staple it to the exam, and drop it off at my office. Where are you not going to put it? In that mailbox. Where are you going to put it? Preferably you hand it to me, and there's no due date on this one. This one's only due before the end of the last week, the end of week 10. You've got from now till week 10 to knock it out. You can bring it to class and hand it to me in class. It's probably the safest thing to do. Okay? But you have to make sure you satisfy all these check boxes. I read through them very quickly right then. Go back and read them more carefully if you want to use this coupon. Don't save this one. If you lost even 2 points on this exam, get those 2 points back. This is not worth anything unless you use it. If you don't use it, it's worth 0. If you lost 2 points, it's worth 2 points. If you lost 5 points, it's worth 5 points. If you lost 10 points, it's worth 5 points. It's worth a max of 5 points. It is worth a max of 5, so make sure you get those 5.
So you can't use it on the final?
You can't use it. Say that again.
What if I put out 2 people?
You can get 5 points. Davida asked a very good question. Very good question is, we can't use it on the second exam. The second exam, because it's due the last day of class, you're done after that. Once you submit it, you're done. I used to have 3 exams and there were 2 coupons. So for N exams, there were N-1 coupons. Now there's 2, so there's 1. So, does that make sense? So there is, however, because I didn't like not having a 3rd coupon, because I didn't like having the pink and blue and not a green, I made a rainy day quiz coupon too. So if anybody takes a quiz, they can make that quiz be a 10 by doing a quiz coupon correction. So I've had a couple emails from students saying, you know what, I got this 2 on this first quiz and I know how to do it now. Good, go back and do it. It's the same deal as the exam. You still have to print, correct, talk about what you did wrong, and submit with the coupon stapled to it. But what I usually tell students is wait until like week 10 to use this one. That way you know you're applying it to your worst possible quiz. If your worst quiz right now is a 7, don't use that until the last week. Because, not that I'm wishing this on anybody, but what if you get a 5 on a quiz? Then you correct the 7, you sacrifice 2 extra points you could have gotten back. Kelly, go ahead.
We have to do a minimum of 10, but if we do 13, does that do the extra 3 count into our grade, or is it just like an extra?
Anytime you submit a quiz to me, you are agreeing to let me count that in your grade. Which means your denominator goes up by 10, and your numerator goes up by your score.
Okay.
So that's why, and this is probably still not sitting right with you guys. You guys can all have different point totals in this class, because it's a bit choose your own adventure-y. I don't like that quiz this week, then don't do it, it's totally fine, right? We'll have an in-class quiz, I printed an in-class quiz, you probably won't get to it today, probably get to it on Wednesday. But those count towards your 10 as well. So you can just say, you know what, I've been tracking you guys. On average, you guys have 5 done right now. Guess what? You're supposed to have 5 done right now, over half the time, right? I've been tracking you guys all term, on your progress reports. It says, remember, you have more to do. If I average the it averages to 5, which is we're halfway through the term. You should have 5 done on average, right? Some of you have a lot more. A couple of you already done. You've done 10. Double. Right? That just means they've done every single quiz I've offered so far, and probably, well, not quite every single one. Please, Faith.
Okay, so say we get to week 10, for some reason it's Jason, I've only done 9.
Yes.
Can I use that for one of
No.
those?
No. You have to have submitted a quiz. It's a good question. But let's fix. Thank you for bringing it up. Let's have nobody get into that situation this term. Nobody have any quizzes left at the end of week 10, please. Please. I'm going to try. I think last week I failed. Last week I only had 1 quiz offered for you guys, but that's because we did one in class. And you had an exam due. I knew you weren't going to do a lot of quizzes last week, unless we did it in class together. I'm going to try to average, yeah, we have at least 3. At least 3 more. Maybe even more if I can think up some new ones. So 4 topics left for the remainder of the course. At least 3 in-class quizzes left. So if you're sitting at 7 right now, theoretically speaking, you gotta just sit on the quizzes and not worry about it. Just do the last exam and call it good. Is that fair? So just keep an eye on that. Speaking of progress reports, a few of you have been emailing me, Sean, you didn't fix my grade in Blackboard, you didn't fix my grade in Blackboard. I'm not gonna fix your grade in Blackboard. I fix your grade on my Excel spreadsheet. I don't like fixing things two places. I only give you a grade from my Excel spreadsheet on my computer, not in Blackboard. The reason I do that, because I'm a bastard? No. I have conditional formats and formulas set up on my sheet that I cannot put into Blackboard. Blackboard is dumb. I mean, for lack of a better term, technologically, I can only put a value in and it's got a weighted average that it can calculate. But it can't do things. For example, suppose one of you got a 97 on your exam and you use the rainy day coupon and you do it correctly. I put an X next to your exam grade and Excel does an if-then loop, calculates your grade and automatically adds 3 points in and then updates your grade. Blackboard can't do that. It needs me to key in +3. I have to change your 97 to 100. No, not in 2014. I refuse to do that. This is why we invented computers, so I don't have to add anymore. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that is the reason. So, don't look at Blackboard for your grades. Look at your progress reports that I've been emailing out. Now, I think I sent you an apology on Saturday. I couldn't do it from my house. I don't know why. This is the first time this has happened. They updated the off server, and now I can't I couldn't actually open your guys' Excel spreadsheets through the mail merge. What does this mean to you? Nothing. Ignore it. You'll get a progress report today from me with all of the updated grades in it. Fair? And I will look at any emails that came in over the weekend that were concerns about grades, and I'll take a look in Blackboard if there are concerns. I graded your guys' exams. I sat down, had a little date with Blackboard Saturday evening, Saturday early afternoon, evening. It was great, lovely. That's when I fell in love with Blackboard again, between 105, 244, and 243. I'm like, this freaking thing is wonderful. It's great. So anyway, check my comments. I was purposely vague in some of them. What's that?
How do you see the comments?
Scroll over. You have to scroll over to see them, Riley. Yeah, you have to
So
keep.
what if you have like the Blackboard app?
I have no idea.
Doesn't show
I don't.
the Blackboard app.
It doesn't show on the Blackboard app. That doesn't make any sense, does it? It's their app. I'd say log in on a computer, Riley. Now, speaking of it, thank you for that. I was intentionally vague in some of them. Why? Because I want you to go back and use the coupon. And part of the coupon is to explain what you did wrong. I gave you hints. Very, very common wrong answer. Just to give you a heads up. I shouldn't say very common. I'm going to say 1 in 3 people made this error. When I asked 95% of the time, how many eggs should I get? 1 in 3 said between 2 and 4. That's 68% of the time, not 95% of the time. Your job is to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. Your job is to figure out what I'm talking about when I say 68% of the time versus 95. And that's the comment I put on the exam. I said, oh, not 68, 95. Your job is to understand what the hell I'm talking about with that. Go back into your notes, go back into the class lectures, ask, good, there's an O, talk to Riley, she just figured it out. Okay, there's these certain percentages are very, very, very important. Certain percentages are very, very, very important, and that's one of them that we're going to keep coming back to in this course. So, fair enough? Is that good? Don't worry, go back to sleep. Eat some more sugar.
I was going to say that your Excel thing could work on Google Excel.
Could or could not?
Google Sheets.
Could or could not?
It could.
Oh, it totally could.
And then you could send that off to people if you wanted
It
to.
totally could. The thing is, I'm trying, Scott, I appreciate that very much. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, in a world where we are not required to take computer classes anymore,
Yeah.
use the most common, the most modal software currently. Google Docs is vastly superior to anything Microsoft is going to put out. Andrew's like, yes, it is. However, there's still a slight majority of people using Microsoft Excel versus Google Docs.
Well,
Once I feel that switch, I'll switch it too. I don't want to retrain people unnecessarily. Does that make sense?
no, and I understand that.
Good.
I was just saying that you could share the grade report through that because it runs the same software.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, that would make me have to make a whole new progress report in a mail merge.
No, you just, all you'd have to do is convert it over.
See, but I don't want to
It uses the
convert.
same software.
It's 8:30 on Saturday, and I'm with my kid.
Okay.
I see what you're saying, Scotty.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
No.
I'd rather send you an email and say, you get your progress report on Monday.
I was just trying to...
No, I get what you're saying, brother. I totally, I get what you're saying. It's just that at the same time, I'm like, it's all set up. All I got to do is go to work and take 5 minutes and send it out. I appreciate that. Who was it? Joanne, go ahead.
Yes.
I just wanted to.
Are you going to have a video for the exam uploaded?
Probably not. And the only reason is time. The only reason is time between the class videos and between the quiz videos and the project videos. I still haven't found the time to make. I wanted to make project solution videos. You see how that worked? There's not one yet. So I can almost guarantee I won't have time to do the exam videos, and I apologize. I'd love to do that and sit down and actually work the exam. It's just the Fridays have been evaporating because of this, that, and the other thing. So I'm sorry. But we're with each other on this. Exactly. Cool? Other questions? I'm stoked. I will collect all of your results into a synopsis for Wednesday and throw up the exam synopses. All I know is I'm stoked. You guys did great on them. You guys did great on them. Some of you think I'm a lot faster than I actually am running those victories, which I was flattered. 15 seconds, I'm like, whew. Some of you think I'm a lot slower. 69 seconds, please. Walk it 69 seconds, please. No. But that's one of those things too. I love that question because it's such a basic math question. But there's a twist that confused about 1 in 10 of you. There was a twist about that one. And that's the one I'm guessing you'll fix if you choose to use your coupon. So, anyway, enjoy.